Hello, my little scientists. I know you can't see my face right now, and that's okay. We're gonna do things a little bit different today. Now, in our last video, I told you that we were gonna be scientists today, and we were going to make our very own experiment. Now, here's why, okay? We're not gonna read our book today first. We're gonna do our experiment first, okay? Now, in this book, you see explosions of beautiful colors, and it's all of these rainbow colors. So I figured we could make our own little walking rainbow. Now everyone say walking rainbow. Yes, a walking rainbow. And I'm going to explain to you how we're going to do that, okay? Very simple. You are only going to need a few things, okay? You need 7 clear cups, so count them with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes. Now, with that being said, you need to first, before you have any cups with water in them or anything like that, you need to make sure that your parents are okay with this and ask them if they are okay with it, where would be the best space for you to do this? Okay, because you're gonna need something solid like a table that I have right here, and you're gonna need to make sure that you are very careful and you don't move a lot because you don't want anything spilling, okay? If you understand what to do, give me a big old thumbs up. Awesome. So with that being said, I have 7 cups. Now, there are a few that I have filled with water. I only have them about halfway filled. Can you help me count how many I have with water in them? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, very good. So how many do I have without water? 3. Awesome job. Let's count them. 1, 2, and 3. So 4 plus 3 equals how many? 7. Awesome job. I want you to give yourselves a big old round of applause. Very gently so that you don't spill anything. Awesome job. Now, we have our 7 cups, 7 clear cups. We have 4 of them filled with water. Now, I did not do every single one. I filled a cup, I left one empty. Filled a cup, left one empty, filled a cup, left one empty, and filled a cup, okay? Now, with that being said, I also have 6 paper towels. How many? 6. So I have 4 right here. Now, I have 2 right here, but I'm going to show you what we're going to do with this paper towel. We are going to end up folding it. So I'm going to fold it one time. Okay, if you have a regular size paper towel, you'll fold it one time, and then you'll fold it one more time, just like that. So it's a really skinny rectangle, just like so. Awesome job. Now, since I had 2 right there, I'm going to go back and I'm going to tear those 2 apart. And I'm only going to fold mine over one time, but you'll probably need to fold yours over 2 times. So you'll fold them all to make sure that they are skinny rectangles. Awesome. How are yours coming along? Great job, you guys. I have 3 more left. I'm sorry. 1, 2, and 3. All right, now the last thing that you need, we have our cups of water, we have our cups that are empty, and we have our 6 folded skinny rectangle paper towels, okay? You will need 3 different food coloring colors. You will need red. It's hard to see, I know. It's a really weird angle. Red. You will need yellow, and you will need blue. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start by putting red food coloring in my first and my last or 7th cup. Okay, maybe if I can get this open. Awesome. All right, so I'm just going to do a little bit, not a whole lot, just a few drops. All right, now, in the ones that don't have water, do you think we should put food coloring in there? I don't think so, because it's not gonna have anything to mix with. Do you see how the water and the food coloring is already starting to mix? That's what we want. And if there's no water in there, it's not gonna mix with anything. So we're only gonna put it in the ones that have water, okay? Now, with that being said, we're gonna say the colors of the rainbow so that we can figure out which one I'm gonna use next. Are you ready? Let's go. We have red, orange, then what? Yellow. Yes, very good. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add in yellow, just like that. Okay, so let's say our rainbow one more time. Red, orange, yellow, green, then what's our last color we have? Blue. Awesome job. And I just add a little bit of blue. Awesome. So now while we're waiting for that, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start, and it's okay if it looks a little silly right now, it's going to. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of make like a little rainbow with our paper towels. So can you practice that with me? You just have it flat and you're just gonna tilt it down like a rainbow. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put one end in the cup with water and one end in the next cup that does not have water. Awesome job. And as long as it's not falling or anything, you're fine. Then this is where it gets a little tricky. I'm gonna put one end into the cup that has no water again. It seems silly, but I promise it'll make sense in a few minutes. And then I'm gonna put the other end in the yellow. Isn't that so cool? So we got a whole bunch of rainbows going on. Now make another rainbow, okay? And we're gonna put one end in the yellow and one end in the empty cup. Awesome job, y'all. Then again, one end in the empty cup and one end in the blue. Great job. Then we're gonna do two more. Make another rainbow, one end in the blue and one end in the empty cup. And then I have one more. Where do you think it's gonna go? One end in the empty, and then what do you think is gonna happen? One end in the other red cup, in the last cup. Awesome job. All right, so I have my colors in my first, third, fifth, and seventh cup. Now, you're gonna have to bear with me in a second because I'm gonna have to grab the camera and I'm gonna have to move y'all around, okay? So be careful because I don't want y'all to get dizzy. We're done with our food coloring, so we can put that to the side, okay? Now, whenever you hear this book, you are going to understand why we made a rainbow. Are you ready for it? Me too. So we're just gonna let this sit. Just don't touch the cups and just get ready for our story. You ready? All right, let's go. Whoop. There y'all are. Hello. Let me see. Maybe. There we go. Awesome. I think. Okay, perfect. Sorry. I told y'all I was going to have to move y'all around for a minute. All right. So our story today is titled Ada Twist Scientist. And aren't we being scientists ourselves? Yeah, we are, aren't we? So I love this book and I am so excited to read this to you today. Are we ready? All right, show me what we do when we're ready to listen to our story. Spaghetti and meatballs, perfect. Ada Twist, Scientist by Andrea Beatty and illustrated by David Roberts. All right. Ada Marie said not a word till the day she turned 3. Hold on, I'm gonna turn y'all again a little bit so that y'all can see it better. There we go. She bounced in her crib and looked all around, observing the world but not making a sound. What rhymes with sound? Around. Very good. She learned how to climb and made her big break with a trail of chaos left in her wake. She ran through the day, chasing each sound in sight, and didn't slow down till she conked out at night. What do you think conked out means? Take a thinking moment. What do you think conked out means? Sleeping, right? Yeah, awesome job. Her parents were frazzled but tried not to freak as Ada grew bigger and still did not speak. Clearly, young Ada, with lots in her head, would have something to say when it ought to be said. Do you think she's going to say something eventually? I think so too. Let's see. That's just what happened when Ada turned 3. She tore through the house on a fact-finding spree and climbed up the clock just as high as she could. Her parents yelled, "Stop!" as all good parents would. Ada's chin quivered, but she did not cry. She took a deep breath and she simply asked, "Why?" Why does it tick and why does it talk? Why don't we call it a granddaughter clock? Why are there pointy things stuck to a rose? Why are there hairs up inside of your nose? Ew, look at what she's doing to her dad. She's picking his nose. Should we do that? No, that's gross, isn't it? She started with why, and then what, how, and when. By bedtime, she came back to why once again. She drifted to sleep as her dazed parents smiled at the curious thoughts of their curious child, who wanted to know what the world was about. They kissed her and whispered, "You'll figure it out." So she's curious, isn't she? She wants to know everything there is. Her parents kept up with their high-flying kid, whose questions and chaos both grew as she did. And look, here's some of the questions she's asking. What does it do? Why won't it? How soon is now? How can I find out? Why does it? How? How does it? Can I? Why? What is it for? Will it be the same? What if? Why? Will it? When will it? When what? Oh my goodness. She has so many questions, doesn't she? Even Miss Greer found her hands were quite full when young Ada's chaos wreaked havoc at school. But this much was clear about Miss Ada Twist. She had all the traits of a great scientist. And this is where I kind of got our inspiration from today. I want you to look. Look at all those beautiful bursts of color. They're all the different colors of the rainbow, aren't they? Yeah. Ada was busy that first day of spring, testing the sounds that make mockingbirds sing, when a horrible stench whacked her right in the nose, a pungent aroma that curled up her toes. "Zowie!" said Ada, which got her to thinking, what is the source of that terrible stinking? How does a nose know there's something to smell? And does it still stink if there's no nose to tell? Oh my goodness, she has all the questions. She rattled off questions and tapped on her chin. She'd start at the start where she ought to begin. A mystery, a riddle, a puzzle, a quest. This was the moment that Ada loved best. Oh my goodness. Ada did research to learn all she could of smelling and smells, both the stinky and good. One hypothesis Ada thought could be true. The terrible stink came from Dad's cabbage stew. She tested and tested, but soon Ada knew it was time to come up with hypothesis 2. What rhymes with 2? New, who, boo, awesome job. Then zowie, the stink struck again. Just like that, hypothesis 2, it's caused by the cat. The cat couldn't make such a stink on its own. It needed perfume and some fancy cologne. So young Ada tested. The test was a flop. She started again, but her parents yelled, "Stop!" Uh-oh, what is she trying to do with the cat? Can you see that? She's trying to put him in the washer. Is that safe? Oh no. Ada Marie, to the thinking chair now by the time we count 3. Enough, said her mother. That's it, said her dad. Her parents were frustrated, frazzled, and mad. Why? Ada questioned. Her mother said, no. What? Ada queried. Her father said, go. You've ruined our supper. You've made the cat stink. Enough with your questions. Now sit there and think. She looked at her parents. Her heart turned to goo. Poor Ada Twist didn't know what to do. How is she feeling right now? Sad, right? Yeah, I agree. She sat all alone by herself in the hall, and Ada once more could say nothing at all. And so Ada sat, and she sat, and she sat, and she thought about science and Stu and the cat and how her experiments made such a big mess. Does it have to be so? Is that part of success? Are messes a problem? And while she was thinking what was the source of that terrible stinking, Ada Marie did what scientists do. She asked a small question, and then she asked 2. And each of those led her to 3 questions more, and some of those questions resulted in 4. As Ada got thinking, she really dug in. She scribbled her questions and tapped on her chin. She started at why, and then what, how, and when. At the end of the hall, she reached why once again. Uh-oh, what is she writing on? The wall, right? You think she's gonna get in trouble? Uh-oh, I think so too. Do we write on walls? No. Her parents calmed down and they came back to talk. They looked at the hallway and just had to gawk. No patch of bare paint could be seen on the wall. The thinking chair now was the great thinking hall. They watched their young daughter and sighed as they did. What would they do with this curious kid who wanted to know what the world was about? They smiled and whispered, we'll figure it out. And that's what they did, because that's what you do when your kid has a passion and heart that is true. They remade their world. Now they're all in the act of helping young Ada sort fiction from fact. She asks lots of questions. How could she resist? It's all in the heart of a young scientist. Now look, she has everyone in her family working with her. Her little brother, her mom, her dad, and they got her a bunch of paper to practice, didn't they? Yeah. And as for that smell, what can Ada Twist do but learn all she can with her friends in grade 2? Will they discover the stink that curls toes? Well, that is the question. And someday, who knows? And look at her. She has one of those big coily things on her nose to see if she can tell what smells like that. It almost looks like an elephant's trunk, doesn't it? Yeah, I think so too. It looks kind of silly. And that, my friends, was the end. Awesome job. Did y'all like that story? Me too. Now, I'm going to go ahead and show you, and I'm going to give you a fair warning, okay? Our cups are not done yet. They've started kind of rising up some. Oh, sorry, you got real close. They've started kind of rising up some, but they're not quite there yet. So I'm going to show you what I'm seeing, and then you will be able to see the final finished product, and I will post a picture in Blooms. Sound good to y'all? Great, me too. If you would like to post your finished products too there, that would be awesome. I think that would be a blast. Awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna put you back where you were, and you're gonna have to bear with me because I'm gonna have to get you situated again to where you can see what's going on. Okay. Oh, maybe. There